Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusantadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita and our reading of the 14th Adhyaya, the Guna Traya Vibhag Yoga, the discrimination about the three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas. They are creating all these havoc in our life, for that matter, in the lives of all the beings. These three gunas, which are provided to each and every being by the Prakriti, they are the culprits. They are responsible for molding the future path of each and every being. Sattva leads to better realization, enlightenment. The rajas gets one involved into doing a lot of activities. Do this work, do that work, seek the possessions and protect the possessions that we have, and we get worried all the time in managing these worldly affairs, the materialistic affairs. And tamas, good for nothing. Tamas just puts us down. Tamas just it just admonishes the beings into that pit of darkness, into the pit of ignorance, into that pit of delusion, with no hope as such. Just keep on taking birth and death, taking birth and dying, being born and dying again and again and again without any spiritual upliftment. So this is how the three gunas, they play with us, they play with the beings. And Sri Krishna had told us in our the previous reading that how each of these gunas, it leads us towards, it results either in our progress or in our downfall. So talking about sattva, Sri Krishna had told sattva takes one upwards, takes one and in the superior planes. If a person throughout the life is imbibed with the sattva guna always predominant in that person and suppressing the rajas and tamas, then that person has got nothing to fear. That person goes high and high and high. There is nothing but upliftment. There is nothing but enlightenment. And urdhvam gacchanti sattvastha madhye tishtanti rajasaha. The rajasaha, the rajas, the rajasic person, while the sattvic person tends to go higher and higher. There is evolution and evolution from lower spiritual enlightenment to a higher enlightenment, to further higher enlightenment. This is how, when sattva predominates, takes one into the higher and higher planes. When the rajas is predominant, madhye tishtanti, it remains as it is. I am born here in this life as this person, I remain the same person in the next birth also. There is no improvement, there is no upliftment, there is no enlightenment at all. It is like that bull who is put on the oil extraction wheel. Keeps on doing the same thing day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out. He has to he's yoked on that bar, and his duty is only to move round and round and round every day. And this is what happens with the rajas dominant personalities. Same thing again and again and again and again. There is no relief, there is no respite from that work, from that activity, from that karma kind of orientation. Madhye tishtanti rajasaha, and jaganya guna vrittistha adho gachanti tamasaha. Tamasaha, don't even ask about him. It is the lowest of the gunas. Jaganya guna vritti. When the person is absolutely all the time, he is overpowered by tamas, which is lowest of the three gunas. Now, this is the first time Sri Krishna has actually put the gunas in the hierarchical form. Sattva at the topmost. It is the highest, and it also leads to the highest purification. It also leads to the highest kind of enlightenment. Rajas is in the middle. It doesn't take us anywhere. We start the journey at point X, we end the journey at point X, and again in the next birth we start the journey at point X. And if Rajas is dominant there also, then again stop the journey at the point X. There is no movement of going forward from X. But what about the lowest of the gunas, the Jaganya Guna Vrittihi? That adhogacchati tamasaha, that tamasic person, he has got no other choice but going downwards and downwards and downwards, and then wait for the opportunity, wait for that wonderful moment of receiving grace of the Lord, that this tamas gets subdued by rajas. Then that person gets into the mode of doing activities, doing some work at least. No lethargy, no inertia, no jadatva. And then when the Lord's grace further intensifies on that person, sattva dominates. And then once sattva dominates the rajas and tamas vrittis, then there is nothing but enlightenment and illumination and moving upwards. So those who are fixed in sattva go upwards. The rajasikas remain in the middle, status quo. And the tamasikas, abiding in the functions of the lowest guna, go downwards. So this is what Krishna had told about the hierarchical positioning of the gunas and how they help us in our progress or digress. The 19th slok that we are going to read today, Sri Krishna again now he says, there is a need for having known this, having known whatever I have told. When a seer perceives that it is the gunas which are actually the influencers on our onward journey, those people, those seers, those knowers, they have the chance of getting liberated, getting merged in me, for that matter. They come to me. What Sri Krishna is saying, nānyaṃ guṇebhyaḥ kartāraṃ yadā draṣṭānupaśyati guṇebhyaśca paraṃ vetti madbhāvaṃ sodhigacchati. Madbhāvaṃ saha adhigacchati. That person, he enters my being, he attains to me. But who attains to me? That Sri Krishna has told in this shlok. What kind of person attains to me? As regards the understanding of the three gunas that I have explained in details about each and every guna. Na anya guṇebhyaḥ kartāraṃ. There is no other agency, no other agent, no other reason that makes the person work or not work, but these three gunas. Na anya guṇebhyaḥ kartāraṃ. When he says there is no other agency which gets me motivated in doing whatever I'm doing, whether it is good, whether it is bad. Who is the motive? Which is the motivating factor? Which is the agency? The gunas are the agency, and he who realizes this, it is the gunas that the Prakriti has given to the beings, that they influence the person's behavior, they influence the person's doing, and he who perceives that there is no other agent than these three gunas, the sattva, rajas, tamas, which is getting the things done from me. nānyaṃ guṇebhyaḥ kartāraṃ yadā draṣṭānupaśyati. One who realizes this, one who perceives this, one who truly understands this. Anupaśyati, one who beholds, having seen their influence on our lives. That draṣṭā, that seer reaches me. How he reaches me? That guṇebhyaśca paraṃ vetti. Guṇebhyaḥ, the qualities are the doers. The qualities, the three gunas are the influencers. One supreme influencers. Guṇebhyaśca paraṃ vetti, one who understands this, one who knows this reality, one who knows this great secret, that what makes a person behave in a certain manner. We see some people are doing constantly busy in doing some good tasks, Samaritans, the holy tasks. Their activities are driven by predominance of sattva. Those who are absolutely attached to the materialistic way of living, that is because of the preponderance of the rajas. And those who are good for nothing kind of people, they don't do anything, they don't aspire anything, that is because of tamas. Now one who understands this, that this is the three gunas which make a person behave in certain fashion. One who gets this realization, this higher knowledge, that person, madbhāvaṃ saha adhigacchati, that person, he attains to me, he enters me, he becomes one with me. So that is Sri Krishna's teaching to us regarding understanding of the influence of these gunas. How they actually affect our living being as such. How they influence our living, how they influence our behaviors, how they influence what we do, what we do not do. And one who understands this secret, that all our activities, our entire personality is driven by the three gunas, the sattva, rajas, tamas. So when the seer perceives no agent other than the gunas and knows him who is higher than the gunas, knows him, the Purusha, who is, because Purusha is beyond the gunas. Guṇebhyaśca paraṃ vetti, one who knows who is beyond the gunas. That person reaches me. So these two things Sri Krishna has told us in this particular shloka. The knowledge of gunas are the only influencers. Gunas, they make us behave in certain fashion, that behave in our day-to-day life, which either leads to our going upward or leads us being stationary like the rajas, or going downwards. So these three gunas, they are the agents in getting the things done from us. And there is one who is beyond the influence of these three gunas. So one who realizes, one who assimilates these two points, the gunas being driving force for our actions, and there is someone who is paraṃ, guṇebhyaśca paraṃ, one who is superior, one who has gone beyond the influence of the three gunas. That person, that Parabrahma, that Purusha, that Paramatman is no way influenced, is no way troubled by the gunas like we ordinary beings. One who knows this, madbhāvaṃ saha adhigacchati. He, that person, he or she, that person becomes one with me. It comes to me, adhigacchati, merges in me for that matter. So this is what Sri Krishna has taught in this 19th shloka. The Prakriti is the agent for all karmas. The Prakriti driven by the three gunas. The gunas being none other than the Prakriti. They are equated with the Prakriti. The gunas are therefore held as agents for doing all activities, no matter where they take place. All the activities are driven by nothing but the three gunas. And one should have that understanding, one should have that realization. The senses and the objects of senses are all nothing but modifications of the gunas. The gunas, they act upon the senses and the sense objects coming together, and that attachment, that greed, that longing, that yearning, I should possess that. All this is because of the gunas. To outgrow the inferior gunas and ascend to superior gunas is the plan and purpose of the mundane life. Overall, the purpose of our life is actually, like we say, we cannot avoid any of the gunas. Tamas drags us down, but that doesn't mean I can get rid of tamas at all. No. The three sides of the triangle are always existing together. Only thing I can do is I can subdue the tamas. I can control the rajas, and I can lead to the sattva being dominant over the rajas and tamas, so that my entire goal for taking birth in this human body is achieved. That goal of getting liberation, that is the goal for every human birth. Our enlightenment, our illumination, our mukti, our moksha, our nirvana, that is our goal. And that goal we can only achieve when the sattva gets predominant over rajas and tamas. So tamas has to be subdued. Tamas has to be, Sri Krishna has told that it is the lowest of the gunas. Now, since it is lowest of the gunas, let it remain at that level. Let it not crop its head up and disturb our journey towards liberation. Let tamas remain as tamas. Is the goal of life reached when one gets at the pure sattva? Gaining the pure sattva is climax of the earthly life, but even that state has to be transcended. Sri Krishna says it is good. Sattva takes us on our path. Sattva shows us the path, but the ultimate objective is that person. That is our ultimate objective. guṇebhyaśca paraṃ. The one who is beyond the grasp of any of these gunas. We have to we have to go beyond the gunas, and that is the ultimate. That is what Sri Krishna is telling. First, you understand that gunas are the agency. But then there is someone. There is someone who is much above, beyond the gunas. That person, that entity, that parabrahma, that principle, that paramatman is never affected by the gunas. And to have that understanding is our ultimate goal of this life. Nirguna Brahman is beyond the three gunas. Getting into that absolute state is the ultimate goal of life. So, we have to focus on that Parabrahman, which is not influenced by any of the gunas, which is guṇebhyaḥ paraṃ. So that is what there is neither karma nor agency. Once we attain that state of becoming one with the Lord, becoming one with the Parabrahman, and Sri Krishna clearly says here that only such person, having got this understanding that gunas are the agency and there is someone who is beyond guna. Those who realize this, those who have this realization, they merge in me, they become one with me. On this particular shloka, let us read Sri Ramakrishna's teaching to his devotees. What are the indications of Ishvara revealing himself in the heart of the devotee? How can a devotee become one with the Ishvara? Like Sri Krishna has said that madbhāvaṃ saha adhigacchati. So Sri Ramakrishna says, what are those indications which make one realize, which make one merge with the God, which make one reveal, make Ishvara reveal himself in the heart of the devotees? The indications are: the dawn is the harbinger of the sunrise. Just before sunrise, as the night starts getting over, there is the dawn. There is that slight brilliance in the sky. Sun has still not come up. But that dawn, that moment, that little light, that makes us realize that it is soon going to be time for Mr. Sun to rise above the horizon. That the time for sunrise is coming. That we come to know. And Sri Ramakrishna says, the dawn is the harbinger of the sunrise. Similarly, selflessness, absence of agency, purity, and such like divine qualities precede the spiritual vision of Ishvara. So these are the qualities in that devotee, these are the qualities in that bhakta, which seeing those qualities, we can know that now this person, this bhakta, this great devotee is going to merge in his chosen ideal for that matter. So these are some telltale signs. How to know a person who has understood that the three gunas are the agencies. He is not the agent. That person does not take any ownership of the thing. That absence of agency in that person, everything is done by the Lord. Everything is, when that state of subordination comes, when that state of surrender comes, that I am not the doer at all, it is all the Prakriti through her three gunas, which the Prakriti has provided me, provided this body, provided this being. Those gunas are the agents. That is the agency. I am nowhere. Who am I to do anything? So that understanding, that kind of selflessness. There is no me and mine. There is no egotism. There is no I-ness for that matter. That unripe I-ness. That gets destroyed totally. And when you see a person, Sri Ramakrishna says, when you see a person with these symptoms, there is total selflessness. There is total absence of agency. There is I'm just a kataputali. I'm just a puppet. I can't even lift my hand up. It is the mother who is lifting the hand and I'm able to lift it. It is just her doing. I am just a nimitta matra. So the agency are the three gunas. When that attitude comes in a person, the absence of agency, purity, there is absolutely such a predominance of sattva, through and through purity is shining through that person. And such like divine qualities precede the spiritual vision of Ishvara. Such spiritual qualities, the moment one sees such spiritual qualities in a being, in a person, know for sure that that person is bound to become one with the Lord. That person is going to merge in the Lord. That person is going to attain the Lord. Madbhāvaṃ saha adhigacchati. So that was Sri Krishna's teaching to us as to what one should do to get into that state of becoming one with the Lord. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swami.